This video here is from your Sirkin textbook, Chapter 12, on one-way analysis of variance, One-Way ANOVA. The formulas on the left you can find in your textbook on page 352. We'll go into these greater detail later as far as if you have data. The sum of squares total, sum of squares between, sum squares within, mean squares between, mean squares within, and your F. So go to page 349 of your textbook. We're going to first explain this as far as, let's say, if you were to be filling in a computer, looking like a computer analysis table like this. So this is a single factor ANOVA, a one-way ANOVA, and analysis of variance. Your columns are source of variance, sum squares, degrees of freedom, mean sum squares, F, p-value, and F crit, like your F critical value. And you have your between groups. So let's look at first our sum of squares. We have a 12.6 and a 38.9, so the total is, as you know, 12.6 plus 38.9, which is 51.5. For the degrees of freedom, between groups we have 2, within groups we have 27. So the total would be 2 plus 27 is 29. Let's say if you're given this, and let's say the 2's missing, the way to figure out what goes in the between groups is you take 27 from 29 and you get 2. The same as, let's say, if the 27 is missing from the within groups and you want to figure out what the within groups is and you're given the total, what you do is take 2 from 29 and you get 27. That's how you can fill those in if they're missing. Next we go to the mean sum squared. For the between groups, similar to our formula, MS between equals SS between over degrees of freedom between, which we know these from the table. So we bring it across, we work across in rows for this, for these two parts for the MS column. So it's 12.6 divided by 2 equals 6.3. Working down, now we go to the within groups. Again, the formula. MS within is SS within divided over DF within. So we work our way across the row. So this is 38.9 divided by 27. That equals 1.440741. Now let's figure out our F. Okay, let's look at the formula for the F. The F is the MS between over or divided by the MS within. Yes, let's look at this. So we've already calculated our MS between groups. That goes on top, similar to the formula, divided by the MS within groups, which that number goes on bottom. So you have the MS between groups is 6.3 divided by 1.440741 equals 4.372751. And this has a p-value. You look at your chart for your F, and you have a 0.022642, and the F crit, the critical value for this would be is 3.54131, which ours is larger, but also you look at the p-value here. The p-value is 0.022642, which that number is greater significance, or if you want to think easy, it's smaller than a 0.05. So for this one here, the p is less than 0.05. Thus we reject the null hypothesis. So this is basically how you'd fill in the missing spots on the table on page 349. And again, we'll go in greater detail how to do those in a future video as far as if you have data.